Boss Core, then bringing in Snav because they needed an IGL with Cryptic departing. Wolf joining as well. Speaking of, journeyman players who've been on a million rosters in their time, there's another one for you. So this one is still a little bit of an odds and ends, but they've impressed so far. And it really does seem like maybe this could be one of those situations where some leftovers from other rosters come together and find greater success than a lot of the players who are leaving them behind. Certainly, Cryptic will have that on his mind. Their former IGL, now in Nouns colors. Looking to show that he made the right choice, even if the DAO may not agree.
That DAO. Anyway,
we'll leave it alone for now,
yeah,
John. We'll leave it alone.
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching
Hopefully, they find a resolution. Wooded Wolf tagged down to 1 off the rip, drops off the catwalk, life at the very least, but now it is trouble. Bodies are here, though. Fruit Cup, nice shot. Takes down Junior, means the long control is not going to be a problem, and now Fruit Cup is right back around. Bomb plan will be secured. That can't be denied, but Fruit Cup has done great work. Oh, my goodness, Fruit Cup. He's just collecting all the headshots here. Fruit Cup, not missing a bullet. Now, how are you going to deny this defuse? They are all looking your way. That was 4 shots. I think that was only 4 bullets out from Fruit Cup's USP.
I think so,
4
too.
kills.
Yeah. That was some precision shooting from a player that kind of disappeared against NRG and didn't necessarily have the performance he was hoping for overall yesterday. Could have been a bit of rust, right? He had to take a break, forced break, I suppose, because he had some other duties to take care of. And now he's back through. And yesterday was perhaps his warm-up, and today could be where he shines. And that was a beautiful pistol round coming through. Nouns did get the bomb plant, though, so they'll be able to force up here. Get some guns in their hands. It'll be 2 max and 3 techs. The thing is, they didn't get that many frags, or I don't think any at all. Yeah, none at all coming through from them. So that will be a bit of a hamstring in terms of what they can buy up.
Yeah, you do like to get some headshots. Well, that's an awkward smoke. Don't know what happened there on the throw from Freshy, but that actually basically turns into a T-side lurk smoke.
Yeah, it hit the stairs.
Well, if anyone was in tunnels to check, they might realize they've got something working for them. Peeping puts down his IGL, says 1 kill with the Tech 9 is your allotment. And they are, in fact, in trouble. Bomb's going to be planted. This is not a bad result early on into the round. Oh, no. Hesitated on the plant. Still going to get this money. They respect it. If he can get anything here. Yes, 1. Okay. Makes up for the TK just a little bit. 1 more kill, and this is a downright good round. Classia. Oh, my goodness. Classia might just win it all. Might just win it all. Gets the rifle up. Slide hasn't gotten on the bomb. Like he wants to go for the stick. Predicts the window, and Classia. There's that explosive potential we were talking about. There's that mechanical ability. There's those instincts. Turning around on a dime.
Absolutely. Classic Classia coming through right there. Just a 1v3 clutch. And the thing is, boss, I like the idea they were switching guns, giving the SMG, I think, to the lower HP player. But while they're doing that, Classia's pushing in towards window. And as soon as they turn around to make that adjustment to get ready to fire, Classia is there to clean them both out. So very well timed on his part. And afterwards upgates to the M4 and plays it so brilliantly in the post plant, timing everything to perfection. So Nouns will have an advantage now, a significant one over Boss, who are forcing up into the pistols. Boss getting aggressive up to top mid. Wolf is immediately disposed of by Cryptic. Now Classia and Junior have gained the space towards long. Junior going to flash out Classia. Just taking a peek. No one's actually towards A, at least not the site itself. 3 players are at Cat that were stacked up, Mike. Actually, now all of them are there. Full minute left on the clock here. Rush going to get this CT smoke thrown.
Look at the wrap from Cryptic. This is everything. If he can get 1 here, make them so uncomfortable, but Snap brings him down with a deagle, and now they've actually got a base to fight from. Slight battling in, but everybody's here. As you pointed out, this is the full stack. Things could get weird with those Ds on the other side. 40 seconds. No real need to get nervy. Freshy burning, hoping a player was slightly closer to that. Flashbang to try and save him, but Won't be enough. And that nade. Oh, boy. That nade. Those nades. Oh, no. Nice use of the utility to completely take the danger out of this round. Peeping gets a kill to Team Ace, John.
Indeed. I'm sure that's not really what matters to them.
It matters to my brain.
I was thinking the same thing, honestly, so I'm with you.
I love a Team Ace. Either way, that's nicely handled for a round that easily could have had some danger in it, especially when Cryptic goes down with only the one.
Fruit Cup trying to chase one frag potentially here.
Gun would be great for him.
Would be. He's got. Ooh, I thought he had it, and he does. All right, upgrade to a Mac 10. It's something. A little, you know.
He can drop it over to a teammate and keep the deagle, or vice versa, right? Depending on what he wants to play here, which is likely what they'll do, just to spread out because they don't have much investment into this one. So deagle goes over to Snav. Fruit Cup might have the chance to make some money off of that SMG. It's not bad by any measure.
No, not at all. It's great for Nouns, though, having lost pistol and an opportunity to make it 3-1 in their favor before a proper buyout comes out for Boss. Peeping, going to be the tip of the spear here. It might just be a straightforward push towards B. We'll see what Nouns decide to do. They've taken this upper ton's control. Freshie waiting with the USP up close, which is not the greatest idea, honestly. So he could get cleaned out pretty easily. But he does have the support of Slight coming from that window position.
Cryptic. Cryptic. Going to collect on the one. The second as well. And this should be clean. There's at least one blemish on the record, but money is good for Nouns. It's a clean conversion. Round is flowing nicely, and it's just Wolf with a USP to try and make a secret agent operation to find some damage.
He might. All right.
There we go. Mac 10 picked up. More money to be made? No.
Look, I mean, the bits and pieces of damage that Boss have been doing haven't really hampered the economy of Nouns at all. They are flowing with cash, so they're happy. 3-1. Looking for a fourth in a row, and Boss, speaking of cash, they're having a few problems. Well, I should say one problem. It's Freshie, because he has to settle for the FAMAS over an M4, but with the FAMAS buff, it isn't that bad of a situation. Heading into the action here, round number 5, Junior's got the AWP, and he immediately converts a frag off of it, getting Wolf through those double doors.
They'll take a pause off of that. Take a beat. Got the advantage. No reason to get too hasty. Stacking up the numbers towards the B tunnels right now. Counter smoke's been thrown out to try and deny them a little bit of space, so they know the presence is here. How much does Nouns want to commit in? You got Snav and Freshie on the other side. There's a big gap left towards Cat. Of course, they don't know this. But options are available for Nouns.
It looks like
Split
a
smoke throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the bodies in the right place. That's unfortunate for Slight, missing that opportunity. Takes down the AWP, pulls the players off the site proper, and now they're through. But Snap back just in the nick of time. Still, the space will be lost. No smoke up on the doors. Means there was a chance for a fight for Freshie, but it's a fight he will lose. Now, it might just be a situation where discretion is the better part of valor, and you got to get away. That op in mid, presumably retrievable.
I don't think...
Going looking?
Yeah, they're probably going to go look for it, but there's a player watching. Or no, they're... Sorry, Classy is not watching.
I don't believe so. Yeah, they'll be A-okay. Op retrieved, so they will be allowed to save, but it's Nouns again on the board, continuing this round of 4 rounds.
Yeah, Junior, fantastic there with the AWP. Gets the opener. That's the quick 5v4 that Nouns are hoping for. And after that, it's just a nice engagement by Peeping towards mid. He gets one, and they were trying to go mid to B, but after getting that frag, they say, okay, well, I'm going to fall back here and join you guys on your push into that B site. And while they do lose one on that attempted push, they do way more damage on the other side. So well done from Nouns. 4 in a row, as you mentioned. I think, look, right now, the 2 guns saved over might justify a buy-up. They're probably thinking about it. Maybe they'll call a timeout to talk things over or just commit. It looks like they yeah, so this is the right decision. Keep your money relatively healthy. You have a full loss bonus coming through. You have the op and the M4, MP9 as well that can make some noise. If it works, great. If not, you have a buy up in the next round anyway. Ooh, Cryptic lucky to be alive here as Slight connects on that shot through the wall.
Slight's just getting these leg shots out. Not able to convert them. That's 2 now that could have tipped rounds. But let's see. Does put Cryptic on notice. There's 5.7s out and MP9 out as well. Soften them up for all those weapons. And Slight post on the angle they want to attack. Chance for a jiggle here. Flash bang. Won't catch the player getting in towards the pit. Now he's got to reposition. Got to reconfigure. And a smoke could take him entirely out of this play. Here it comes. Not going to make a move through it. Ah, that's a heck of a find. They've cleared out Fruit Cup up top, and that's actually the only player who can deny this bomb plant. Wolf positioned to maybe hop up. Cryptic should be able to plant this uncontested. How much do you want to commit the op and the AK now?
I think they go for it. I think they try at least. There's going to be a flashbang thrown rush. Dodges it. There's one. Trade comes through. 3v3. They've got a big chance now. Cryptic very low on this ramp, and they almost take out Peeping. Actually, they do, as Cryptic is the one winning the fight. You've only got Junior left in a 1v2. He's probably dead to rights. He goes in the smoke.
They don't know. They don't know. He's done the unexpected, and that's resulted in a kill, but through the smoke, Wolf finds the shot he needs.
Does he have time?
Time enough to get this defuse done. I think.
I don't know.
Just about. Oh, no.
Oh,
no!
Oh, no!
Oh, no! Wolf!
Runs out of time, Mike.
No! A fraction of a second. I don't know what the difference was there. You got to appreciate the commit, the shot through the smoke and this shit. Look, it's great damage for Boss, but golly, that would have been a nice round to have in your back pocket.
That is super unfortunate. Credit to Junior for making a fantastic play. Probably the only one available to him in that situation. Push through the smoke, going in towards CT, looks up. They don't realize he's there, so he gets one for free, but then the spam through the smoke, Wolf gets a little bit of fortune on his side. The unfortunate thing, though, is that he doesn't have enough time to defuse that bomb, and there's no defuse kit available. So, look, it's a tough break for Boss. They have a timeout called now to talk things over, say, look, guys, it's fine. It happens. It's just an unfortunate circumstance. Let's reset. We've got the guns now in this round. That was the round where we weren't really concerned if we win or lose because we didn't invest all of our money into it. Now is when it matters. Let's see. Who wins out in that op duel? The ops haven't necessarily been the most impactful just yet. Junior's had a couple of nice frags, Slight as well, but it's the rifles that have been shining. Let's see. Junior up against Slight at mid? No. Slight's not even going to be there. He's playing long. Now he's rotating over. Nouns, 4 players set up in the tunnels here. And
there's going to be a lot of space afforded them to mid.
Yeah.
Snav is moving to adjust to that, but there's not a lot of utility for this, so if an engagement here in the mid doors happens, could be tough. There's no nades on Snav, to be specific. Double smoko. Should be no path afforded to him, and now these B players are in trouble. Wolf falls first. Cryptic with the entry. The second as well. Freshie was not prepared for the window peek. I mean, you got to choose, right? Are you going to face the tunnels player, or are you going to face the window? And he chooses wrong. Round over. Save on. 6 rounds in a row for Nouns Esports.
Yeah, Cryptic looking great, honestly. And he's always been a great fragger, honestly. And we touted him as one of the best up-and-coming IGLs in North America. And that's why we were so excited about him getting a salary on Nouns, which hasn't happened yet. But that's not the point. The point is that he is actually extremely effective. And that play is entirely him, called and executed.
And the thing that's interesting about this, right, is one of the things that... okay. Some missed shots for Slight so far. Not been egregious just yet, but you would love to get some of these kills. The thing about young IGLs, right, is a big part is absorbing ideas from those around you.
Yes.
And Cryptic has had brief stints with some more experienced people around him to learn from. I'm thinking specifically of in that wildcard roster with Warden as a coach. But for the most part, he's been figuring it out on his own, right? He's been the more experienced player within a lot of his rosters, which is just not the easiest way to go about things. So the exciting thing for me with taking a young, promising IGL is that you put him with Rush and you put him with Adren. Those are two storied names in North American Counter-Strike. There's a lot to learn. And so even if it's not about what this roster is going to do, it's about seasoning young IGLs for the future. Contact play here at the tunnels. It's all on Fresh. He got some support here. Wolf comes in. Molotov on. He's uncomfortable. Down he goes. And a second as well. A Slate is found. Still, they will bail out. They didn't have the inroads in towards B they were hoping for. Now, becomes a little claustrophobic.
I mean, you don't have to commit if you're Nouns at all. You got 1:17 left on the clock, already 2 frags, a 2-man edge. You know there's a ton of presence on this side of the map, so you can either wait it out or start your path towards the A site.
The longer you wait, the more the defense has to spread out or gamble. They've got to make a choice, basically. Do you want to try and cover everything, try and get that information? Or do you want to turtle up somewhere and pray? So they do put that air in it. They do take that chill pill. At least for the moment. No presence towards A for either team. Whoa, but Snav wants some info. Snav goes looking, trying to catch a timing, and instead he catches a bullet. They're still going to go into the heavy site. If Wolf goes uncleared, this could get interesting.
They have 2 mollies. They have to throw one for this.
Well, I don't have to do anything.
Come on, guys.
And Fruit Cup. Fruit Cup stacks up 2. Sets up Wolf for the follow-up. And now Rush is not got the time for this. He was set up to catch the lurk, to catch the rotation. And with his teammates unable to get in, he knows this one's done. So it is going to be Boss back on the board from a 2v4. They turtle up. They stick to their guns in the B site. And the site hold comes to pass.
No, you have to throw for Cubby. You knew there was presence on the site. You saw the players up close. Get that Cubby's Molotov thrown so you can focus your attention in the right direction, which was the site itself. And Fruit Cup nails 2 immediately because they're so focused on clearing out so many angles. And to be quite frank, probably should have gone towards the A site after they get that frag on Snav, realizing that they were attempting, that's Boss, to rotate over and get some information. And they do get the information that Nouns are still lurking in that area. Anyway, a little bit of a mix-up there for Nouns, but, I mean, they've still got plenty of cash, so they'll be able to buy up once more here. And a timeout called for Boss again, because obviously that was a round victory, but the path to that point wasn't too great. Have to be a little more diligent on their pushes and careful about how they position themselves.
Still, if you're Boss now, it's about avoiding the immediate punish.
Yeah.
Right? That's you got a little lucky in that last one. If they had gone A, if they had any information of Catwalk, you would have saved. Now you got to make good on it.
They literally stole that round away. Like that's a round that Nouns could have won and started to put a stranglehold in this match. Instead, they've got a little bit of life.
It's going to have to come from the pit. A re-smoke in towards long doors. Do they? Oh, it's missed. It missed. That's awkward. Works out quite well, actually, for the T side. Gives them a nice little balloon to play from. It is still a trade on Fruit Cup. They're going to test Slight.
Yeah.
He's had some issues so far this map. Would be a big round to deliver. And up Catwalk. The pressure is coming his way. Peeping gets the first. Not able to trade it, but Slight is deleted from the long presence. And now it's big trouble on. Likely a save on deck. Some desperate bursting of the smoke to try and catch one. Make this possible.
Snav's going.
3 on 2. They're going to risk it. They're going to go for it. That bomb's not planted yet. Snav has no interest in seeing those numbers punched in. But now he's all alone. Can he pull off this clutch? Knowing how important this is for giving them any chance for fighting on this map. Desperation here from Snav. No one giving him an inch. No one giving him a peek. Stuck in towards Gandalf. Footsteps heard. Trying to make that swing. And Junior will have him up. Can be retrieved from Slight's body. And Nouns answer back immediately.
That was a really nice play from Nouns, especially towards long. Obviously, the miss smoke hurts Fruit Cup's chances immensely. He's actually lucky to even get one in that situation, and then he's traded immediately. After that, Classia just moving the barrel of his gun around that corner because they know Slight's been playing towards long A, so they want to keep his attention that direction by giving him something to look at so that the cat players can come through and clear out the rest without worrying about the AWP because it's so laser focused on what might be happening at long. So that's exactly what comes to fruition. And then while the cat push comes through, Junior pops around that corner and takes care of the opper. Honestly, couldn't have been done better by Nouns. They pick up their 7th here, and Boss, with their backs up against the wall a little bit, are going to invest a little more because they have that loss bonus of 3,400 coming into their bank accounts the next round.
I mean, it's desperation at this point, right?
Yeah.
They need something to break their way. They're getting demolished right now on Dust2. Even their 1-round win against the Guns came down to a bad decision from Nouns. Oh,
no.
Oh my goodness. Aggression towards the tunnels, but Freshy puts down his teammate, still gets the damage, makes good on it. I mean, look at this. This is tremendous. Rush down to 4 HP. Even with a TK coming through, this is workable. Oh, Cryptic. Right past his counterpart, and Wolf doesn't realize that's a disaster. Now the B defense is under so much pressure, and it's just an unarmored scout on Snap. Neither of these remaining players have armor. They're in so much trouble. Snap's just going to try the pop shots, and I mean, it might work. Rush is a body shot away from death, but he's going to have to take down a whole lot of them, and well, he will get the headshot. The bomb will be planted. Slate, what can you cook for us? Rush is low. They should know it. Doesn't have a kit, so routing through tunnel will cost precious seconds, but a gun can be retrieved. There it is. 8 bullets. Ooh, didn't pick a full AK. Rush going to be naded out. He's gone. It's down to the 1v1. Headshot required. Slight, do you have it? No, you do not. His counterpart on the other side, Junior, will get the best of him. And well, these rounds are coming down tenuous. That was great effort with a limited arsenal for Boss. But no cigar.
Yeah, no, honestly, they really got into the thick of things with Nouns. And I mean, the economy hasn't really been able to stabilize on either side. We saw a moment where Nouns had a couple in the bank, but it's been round to round at this point for each side. And you're seeing it with Classia having to settle for a Galil instead of an AK. A lot of util being tossed in the early goings here. Nouns want to get a quick play out towards long. Snap gets the opener. Can't get the follow-up. Trade is there. They keep fighting forward. Peeping with a 2K. He's looking for another. And there's a player trapped that car. Molotov's going to sail in, and Rush doesn't even need it. Uses the bullets instead. Wolf and Freshy, the last two standing, rotating fully back to the A site. And Nouns, with 1:26 on the clock, have no interest in committing towards A because they know the reinforcements have to get there.
I mean, at this point, that couldn't have gone better, right? 3-for-1 exchange out towards a long fight. Do whatever you want. You got the presence here for Rush. You leave him here. He's not even going to commit into the pit, so it's not a full commit. They're going to rotate around towards the B site take.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Wolf and Freshy, they don't have the utility for a retake. They barely have the utility for a site hold. They've got one HE between them.
This is a we gamble stack A or save. They're not going to move a muscle if the bomb is planted B.
And it's just one of these miserable situations. That fake will hold him here. Rush, a one-man distraction. Here comes the nade. Here comes the pop. Here doesn't come the kill from Rush, so that gives them something from Freshy. He realizes that there's tomfoolery about. But once the bomb is planted... Look, John, I agree with you. In 90% of situations, this would be a save. It probably still is a save. But at this point, if you're Boss, you need rounds. So yeah, they are going to risk it. They are going to go for it. It's desperation, but that's where they're at. They are in full-out desperation mode.
I don't know. I feel like they're just trying to get into a good position to get some exits, honestly. I don't really think they're interested in going for this.
They are apparently not. They've called it off. So these two rifles will survive through to the last, but it's 9 rounds on the board for Nouns. And based on what we've seen so far, I'm not sure 2 saved rifles are going to be the tipping point for this next and final round.
I think what's been interesting here for Nouns as well is that, yes, Classy and Junior have been very effective, but the whole squad, it's just been a team effort. Everyone's really gelled together, and this is a hallmark of Cryptic rosters because he's very good at maximizing the output from every single one of his players and not necessarily relying on only one to get the job done. So, yeah, great job for Nouns. 9-2 in their favor. They've really turned the tables on Boss. Last time this map was played, they were the ones looking beaten down. It's just Boss who can't seem to get back up after that early struggle.
Utility down middle.
Yep.
Faster play. It looked like it was potentially on deck here in towards tunnels. I like this initiative from Slight. Peeking towards lower, and it's going to pay off. Slight's able to get away unpunished as well. That's a massive find for Boss. Finally an advantage. Something to play from. Something to make Nouns skittish. Now they just have to convert. Has to be done. Pressure on a fruit cup. Would have loved an HE there.
This is very aggressive posturing. Oh, nice boost up.
Oh, this is cheeky. Put in the open position again to have impact. That HE is going to follow it up, but it finds the gap in between the players, and now Rush finds the first. The second as well. Double entry from Rush. Smoke goes down. B defense is isolated. Oh, one can be found. Fresh is playing with patience. No one's checked it. No one's checked it. No one's checked it. He's going to find a kill on a peeping, but Classio overlooked. Slipping into the smoke is able to get his. There's not another smoke to cover this cross, so the off is a problem, but an HE will serve. C4's cross. They clear out the mid presence on Rush. A 2-on-2 retake here. Nothing in the tunnels. Just a straight up fight, a straight up brawl. Fruit Cup setting up utility. Oh, and he can't pay off the kill. It falls to Slight. Swap into the AK to give himself the mobility. Damage done on the Classia, so it is possible, but the smoke puts him right in the firing line. Jeez. It's 10 rounds for Nouns, only dropping one past the pistol. back into the server here for what could be a very brief second half of Dust 2. It was domination from Nouns. Little tiny sparks from Boss, but sparks that they could not ignite to get going in this map of play. It's desperation now. Straight to B they go. Slight does get an opener. Tip of the spear here. Rush, though, connecting a couple through the window. Oh, as just as quickly as hope sprung out, it's being extinguished. Fruit Cup had a near ace in the first pistol. Can he get it done here? Another 4K would be required of him. One more, but so it can't happen. Peeping denies Fruit Cup the lone bright spot for Boss in this map. And a map that has been oh so much shadow for them.
Looking like a sheriff with that pistol. Unbelievable, the shots he's getting in these rounds. And unfortunate for him that he couldn't get another pistol round for Boss. Let's not forget, yeah, a good point to bring up. One of those 2 rounds that Boss got was the pistol. Didn't convert off of it. And then they won a shaky rifle round.
A 2v4. They converted a 2v4 because Nouns walked into them late.
Exactly. So that's what we're looking at right now as a score. Nouns have been absolutely brutalizing Boss at this point.
One-sided doesn't really quite encompass it.
Yeah.
Okay, 1-for-1 exchange off the mid-fight. Peeping maybe a little overcommitted from what you'd like there, but that's fine. For now, look at the positioning for Junior. What the heck? I think he's been seen, because you can tell Snav is looking for this, but Junior's in spawn. And
doesn't
the kill that comes through. The bomb's now dropped by the mid doors, and now you've got a crossfire from the top of mid to the bottom of mid. This doesn't happen. This isn't how Dust 2 plays. Fortunately for you, it's MP9s on both sides, so like maybe some of those engagements are still worth it, but no, not gonna happen. That is a phenomenal round from Nouns, and this one I think we can just put to bed. It could be desperation from Boss, but Nouns have resoundingly come out into this best of 3 and kicked Boss's teeth in.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. And Mike, that does happen on Dust 2, just not usually at this level of play.
With 2 MP9s, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the shots from Junior on that MP9 were lethal, man. Oh, boy. 12-2. 10 opportunities for Nouns to close this one out. Peeping's already... Oh, no, he's not. What a shot from Freshie. I thought he had that in the bag, but Freshie gets the drive-by Tech-9 shot, and Junior's in a bit of trouble, too. Boss... saw some fire in them, maybe.
Yeah, Peeping may be trying to finish this one a little early. Maybe getting a little overexcited. Making a risky play. Would have assumed it would be unexpected, but Freshie was wise to his tricks. I don't know if he was spotted getting into lower. It almost looked like he was. Rush will clear out the catwalk, and that should take some of the danger out of this long control. They don't have a ton of utility. They don't have a ton of firepower, so whatever they throw is going to kind of need to be what they do. Not a lot of chance for second options and rotates. Here they go. Freshie up further than Junior expected. A bit awkward there in the edge of the smoke, and now Freshie finds himself an upgrade. Should allow the bomb plant as well. The Rush creeping out would love to deny it. That's not going to be possible for him.
Class is going to be important here.
What a transfer off all those bullets. Now they're all arrayed. If Classy had anything other than MP9, it would already be done. But Freshie at least gets a second chance. They both have kits, so time is not on his side. Oh, and Classy will put this map to bed. Boss again finding themselves some moments, but it is far too little, far too late. Nouns take Dust 2.
Absolutely clinical from Nouns. This could easily have been 13-0 without a couple of impressive individual efforts, both times by Fruit Cup. I mean, Nouns, impressive. Quite simply, I think the whole team performed well. Not the easiest of shots, but there were a few, the boost up one, and also one where he was just staring down CT and just missed the shot. That's unfortunate, and you need to be connecting on those. So I don't want to highlight necessarily only one player. It's not only Slight's fault that Boss lost 13-2 on Dust 2, but there were moments where he had the opportunity to bring them into it and just couldn't.
We're locking in. We're locking in. Ancient. Boss will be starting on the T side. Got a Molotov and a smoke to try and make this happen. Nav makes the sacrifice to get the refill up to the squad. They're tossing that molly around. A lot of teams like to save that for the post plant here on these B takes, but that does require that you get the take in the first place. And a double setup here in cave with 2 sets of dualies could be a problem for that. I don't know what they saw that made them back out. Maybe the vibes were just off. But if they get baited into this, this could be punishing.
Feels like they are. I mean, they're falling off A right now. So it looks like the B hit's coming, Mike.
Here it comes. He even got Classy as a kicker on this, either to bait them in or to swing for the final kills. Here comes the hit. Here comes the smoke. The exact good luck getting out of cave. First one found, but there's Classia. And actually, a trade on to Classia. This has been handled nimbly. They expected the setup. And now realizing that the stack was here off of those dualies, they're rotating. So it's going to fall to Junior to do the bulk of this damage. But Junior's good for the 1. Rush caught, trying to get in on the flank, but Junior could just end this round himself. And he's determined to do so. Peeping comes into support, and Slight suddenly is trying to battle out of a tough situation with a smoke in his face and the bomb in the lap of his opponent. He's got time. He's got 30 seconds. They've still got a flash. There's no armor on these 2 players. So maybe Glock body shots, but that's certainly not what you're going to be trying to attempt. Peeping is aware that the wrap's a possibility. Hasn't come through. Now that audio cue on the site. Yep. Slight you just try and stick. Junior gives up a footstep to make him think better of it. But he'll still attempt. Peeping. A shot on in, and there just was no clock to play with there for Slight.
Boss finding a way to lose these rounds, unfortunately. They had a very significant advantage going in towards that A site. They got the opening frags. They had the read, and then just Junior comes through with another key couple of frags here on this pistol to shut down the attempt, get the bomb at his feet. And after that, Slight has no choice. I mean, you already talked about it. He's jumping around, making a ton of noise, has to try and get that plant, but there's nothing left. No time, no opportunities. So we go into this next one. Without the bomb plant, it means that we're only going to have the pistol. Slight does get a Tech 9, but it's already pried from his hands by Peeping's MP9, and Peeping could get more out of this.
Yeah, the deep mid setup. Getting the aggression here. Now you get a ramp crunch, and it is just a non-starter all over. Nothing doing in this one. Get that pharma spray under control here. And it's all good. Little body shot and afterwards. That was just the classic CT aggression coming through. You get your smoke into elbow. You get your nades down ramp and down middle. You get the window peek. It's a strong start for Nouns.
Yeah, no, it's looking good again. Even better than, of course, on Dust 2, because they didn't win the pistol on Dust 2 at the beginning of the map. They won the second one, but the first one went to Boss. They won the force by afterwards. This time they get the pistol, they get the conversion, and now we'll face off against the AKs with a very heavy presence on mid and pushing into mid, which means A is completely vacant, and Boss are going fast. They've got this.
They've got it. Looking like a bomb plant. The question is, can you hold on to it in the post? There's a lot of utility for this retake, and there's not a lot left on Boss. So Bomb's going to be down. They've got the superior weaponry. They've got the superior guns. 5. One player tucked in the corner. And Fruka, that's a critical kill to find. Now they can bunch them all up, trying to stick the defuse, trying to snatch this one away, but 4 players surviving. That is a great gun round to get on the board.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, yes, it's a bonus round for Nouns with not the best of firepower in some cases, but Boss just taking advantage of the A site being vacant at the beginning of the round, which does happen oftentimes with the amount of presence that the CTs sometimes are required to apply. And a lot of pressure, I should say, that they're required to apply towards the bottom of mid. So, yeah, well done for Boss. Retake was not that great for Nouns. They took too long setting it up, and by the time they're going onto that site, there's less than half of the clock left on the bomb. So, yeah, the result was as expected. Boss able to do that. Ooh, I thought Snav had the win there in that fight, but Wolf gets the trade, so that's not too bad. 4v4 here.
Big limitations on this, but the stack is here on towards B. If they get tempted up the ramp, things could get shaky. That's the bomb spotted. Can Rush get the follow-up? That'd be tremendous. Flash to keep your teammates safe. Wolf trying to come into support, but here's the smoke on towards the door. It's going to make them more comfortable in this fight. Is there another flashbang for this peak? There should be. And there it comes. Dodged. And Wolf trades it out. So we're back to a 2-on-2. Nice effort there from Wolf. This really could have gotten out of hands. But a triple kill from him. It's giving them a chance.
I think Junior's dead.
Yeah. Spotted. Slight gets that kill, though. Should be okay. An execution from Slight. Now the rotation on, but Peeping's ahead of it. A wrap in. From CT. There's the spot. Slight knows. All the information available to him, knows that he's stuck out in towards the elbow. Now painted into a corner, and Wolf will find his fourth. Boss tied up.
Wow. Wow. From Wolf is all I can say. That 2K could not have come at a more opportune time. I mean, Boss were looking at a 4v2 in that situation, and Wolf turns it right on its head. Well done from him. And on the other side, just the spot by Slight onto Peeping, realizing that he's there. I'm not even sure Peeping saw him as he was crossing over. That's how fast that happened. And Boss, at the very least, looking a little bit more comfortable here on Ancient, as Nouns are forced onto an eco. It's going to be a P250, a Deagle, and 3 USPs. Snav gets the Molotov thrown already for Jaguar. And stack onto this B site that Boss may walk into. It looks like they want to go fast here with that frag. Yeah, why not? It doesn't even matter. They're picking apart this stack piece by piece. Junior and Peeping, the last 2 available pieces on the board for Nouns. And that's
clean as. You give him that fight on B ramp, you get impatient with it, and Fruit Cup will feast. Freshie to follow it up as well. This is what you love to see if you're in favor of a 3-map series here. Boss now building up that bank on the T side, keeping things uncomfortable for Nouns. They're going to stick onto the Mac 10. No use wasting cash, I guess. That presumably means Wolf might be getting into the action first as the tip of the spear. Fast A hitter? Ooh, looking like a very fast A hitter. This is what we saw have success. When Nouns went for that mid-aggression, and then we're getting the same round. We're getting the same round. Rinse, repeat, smokes in towards A and CT. Oh, she does collect one, though. Freshie out of play. That's just spam. So then the bomb plant here, at least for the moment.
Yeah, you really need that donut spam to connect on something when you lose the A site in such a fashion at the beginning of the round, and Rush finding that frag gives them that man advantage going into the retake, and Boss are kind of in trouble here. Yeah, Peeping slips through the smoke and catches Wolf. That makes it only 3 players left. Fruit Cup expecting someone to be A main. No one is, which means these 2 players on site are pretty isolated. There's Rush striking with Cryptic and a crossfire. And it's only Fruit Cup left standing in a 5v1. They're going to defuse this. Yeah, there's no way, Mike.
Yeah, he's backing off of this. Knows that this one's gone. Knows that keeping the AK up is to his advantage. So now it's strike back. And they keep the bodies up while doing so. It all starts with Rush just collecting one from the donut. And that's the idea of it. If you see the difference here is now just accelerated their rotation back in towards donut a little bit from that first time. So that he was actually in position to deal out a little bit of damage. Yes, there's an element of luck in it. But it is just a quick little adjustment. And it made all the difference in this one.
Yeah, it's good that Nouns were ready to respond after losing that site. Now they go into another round here. That will be rifles for Boss. The great news for Nouns even is that they keep 4, I think actually all 5 players up. So the money builds up immensely. And that foundation now sets in. Wolf? Along with Slight and Snav, they're all pincering in towards this mid position. Do they overlook Peeping, though? They get the first frag. Peeping tucked into the cubby mic. He could punish these Boss players.
Shot lands from Peeping. A second as well. That punish indeed does come to pass. Smoke up to keep him safe, but he is very stuck in this corner, and there's no one coming to help him. Oh, Peeping, clinging to life. There's the execution, but Fruit Cup in that same moment is plucked away from the B ramp. So still disadvantage on for Boss. Snav trying to work his way forward. He's kind of found a gap here between these 2 players. Cryptic going back to deal with the mid presence. Junior is more than capable of handling the isolated site, it seems. Freshie now alone. 3 targets to find. A bomb plant. His objective. You're certainly giving them the opportunity at the plant.
Mm-hmm.
Does he trust it? It would be great to find this kill on Junior before it comes to pass, but he just doesn't have the time to play with. 20 seconds, has to stick it and pray.
I think he has this, yeah.
Bomb punch down. Junior doesn't want to go ahead of his teammates. At this point, conceding the bomb plant to guarantee they have the numbers in the retake is the objective. And here they move. And they know he hasn't crossed. Cryptic needs to get a little closer to his teammates. About to wrap around. Freshy's back turned. Easy headshots to bring that one through.
Yeah, just a bit of a gamble from Freshy holding the long B angle. There's only so much you can do in a 1v3 there. You either get mobile or you hold an angle, and it just doesn't work either way. 4-3 in favor of Nouns. Boss will have the guns again. Yeah, they should be able to get some creative accounting going. There it is. It'll be 3 AKs, the AWP, and the MAC-10. On the Nouns side, pretty clean round again. You know, you're looking at the money. It continues to build up. Should be, I mean, it feels like Boss are more in this for sure on here on Ancient versus Dust2, but Nouns have that edge to them that they didn't have yesterday in that matchup. Oh, man. Rinse and repeat.
Name pop. Again. Oh, the flashbang. How does Classy get away with that? Burning. On fire. Blinded up. Still somehow walks away with a kill. This is a massive find, but Beepin can't seal the deal. Freshy's got it instead, and now bomb should be plantable. They trust the smokes. Uh-oh, re-smoke. Leaves Fruit Cup exposed for a moment. And this is a back and forth round at this point. The wraparound. Snav will punch in the numbers. Double temple approach. Rush and Cryptic gonna play together. Freshy back in the big box, down for the count, and the true secondary is there. 1-2 punch effective here from Nouns. Defuse on 2-round lead established for the team in Noggles.
Full credit to Nouns, honestly, for getting that quick push onto the A site. Kind of figured out, right? I mean, that was very back and forth, yes, but the first time Boss did that, Nouns had absolutely no one answering, and the timing was completely off. This time, they're popping smokes, they're trying to get through, they're making life difficult for Boss, forcing them into tough angles, and getting those frags. I mean, excellent trade as well. Not trade, but just the way that Nouns went through there. The first player takes the engagement, then he goes behind cover, and the healthy player comes out to get the next one that was attempting to get the trade, which is Snav. It's, looking like Nouns are feeling confident in their play. And round number 9 might also favor them because it's just the pistols coming through for Boss. Although Peeping does get tagged down to 55. He needs to be careful because he's alone.
Freshy's got the space in towards Donut. They're getting a lot of room here in towards middle without a lot to show for it. Out the ramp they go. It hasn't pulled rotations. That's what you'd be hoping for, right? This focus in towards mid. But it seems like Nouns are pretty well prepared for this to be a B take. 4 players actually clustered here. Astonishing, considering the fact that they put a player in Donut. Nouns are still so confident in this B. They're disassembling it now. Oh, and the timing couldn't be worse. The timing couldn't be worse. The explode's about to come through. Cryptic, can he get kills and stay alive? Or, at a minimum, just the stay alive part would be huge. Nope. Dig shot to the back of the site. Okay, from downtown Fruit Cup. Now we got a bomb plant. Now we got some numbers. Now Rush is going down. They're dropping like flies. The Swatters come out here, and Wolf is just bashing them. Peeping. A headshot. Snappy onto the next, but Fruit Cup is there for this swing, and this one is falling apart.
I mean,
How much do you want to risk if you're Nouns here, John? They're trying to approach. They're trying to swing. Classy picks up the 2Ps. Junior to support, and he's just like unarmored with a P250. He's trying to play the element of surprise. He's pulling them off the bomb, playing the time game, but they've got the kits. And Junior's got the last laugh in this one.
No, I mean, the one thing probably pulling Nouns back in is that they were pretty confident that Boss couldn't recover the rifles. That's the only thing, because the rifles were all the way at the back of long and short B, so Boss would have to have shown themselves to have gotten a rifle, and they didn't. So that's what pulls Nouns into it, and it was a very good decision because the rifle's able to clean up the mostly unarmored players coming through from Boss. And there is that 6th round found. Wow, that one got very scary for Nouns, though, and Boss can potentially build off of it here and try to get back into this half, because otherwise we're going to be looking at another one-sided affair here for Nouns.
Here's the fire from Junior. Catches one. Does he get chased? No chase here. Freshy wary. Eventually does bring through the kill. Okay. Stevens quickly erased. A couple quick kills come in from Boss, and now it's Classia all on his lonesome. The bomb will be planted. The money with these expensive rounds has gotten a little screwy for Nouns, and they've not got any loss bonus. So there's a strong argument for the save, and it's an argument Classia will listen to.
Yeah. Because if Classia saves, then you can probably scrape together a buy. But if he doesn't, then you are looking at an eco almost certainly. So, yeah, well played from Boss, but I have to criticize Nouns. They went very aggressive. I mean, was that 3 players out of Jaguar in the same spot? Or, sorry, 2 players at least out of Jaguar in the same spot. And then you had the push out of Donut from Junior after he gets the opener, which he doesn't really have to fight for, right? He gets the first. You can fall back off of that. Instead, maybe a little bit overconfident were Nouns in this round, and it does cost them. As Boss are happy to collect a 4th round. And now Nouns should be able to work this out, at least for a respectable buy. Yeah, they're calling a timeout to work this out. I saw some confusion there. Guns dropped on the ground, MP9s bought up, sold. So they want to talk things over and make sure that everyone's on the same page as to what the plan is here.
Look, you can ask a lot from NA players, but doing math, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
MP9 is going to be required. No FAMI out. FAMAS's Famaroonies, the newly cheap FAMAS. Have you had a chance to use it yet, John?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Do you enjoy the newly cheap FAMAS?
I do, yes. I think that the accuracy buff is quite potent, honestly. I mean, you're able to win some engagements that you just flat out weren't before with the FAMAS.
That nice tight spray pattern is good for those of us who are aimily impaired. Speaking about myself, in case you were wondering, the reflexes of a drunk baby squirrel.
Oh, you're being kind of hard or something, Mike.
Or am I being hard on the baby squirrels? That's the question you got to ask here, John. That's the question you got to ask. Now, looking for the opener. Into the cave, perhaps. There's Cryptic on the line on the other side. And well, he will get the kill. The trade is instantaneous from Rush. So Cave conceded, at least for the moment. And everybody's here for Nouns. They got all the bodies on the right side. Classia goes 4th into the fray. Traded out 1-for-1. Confirms that bomb presence. Means there won't be a rotation. And when this smoke goes down, well, Junior might not have any teammates left to play around. Everyone's just swinging. So it all falls to Junior. And as the smoke exposes him, he will find the first, but no more.
Wow, fantastic.
That was a little disjointed from Nouns, wasn't it, John?
It was, but great work from Boss. I mean, they were taking advantage of the pushes that Nouns were bringing their way, one after the other. Extremely disjointed because you just have one player going out at a time, and that's not going to help anyone. I understand potentially the idea that Rush has to go out into that site and try to get something done, but wait until the smoke fades. Like, the bomb wasn't even planted yet. It wasn't really necessary for them to go out with that much chutzpah, let's say. Anyway, Wolf going to get peeping. 5v4 immediately, and all Nouns can afford here are MP9s across the board. No util left after the last piece was thrown. Is it enough? Well, Cryptic gets his head taken clean off by Slight's AWP. Boss are finding their rhythm.
They are indeed. Looking for that even scoreline as we head to the break. Rush has something to say about it. Flashbang on, looking for more, but no, Junior and Rush both taken off the board. It all falls to Classia. Will start off this campaign well. But in the Molotov, the shot can't land, and it is going to be 6-all as we take our break. Back into the fray we go. And Boss and Nouns are all tied up. Nouns with a strong start, but Boss with the battle back in here, John. And they've given themselves a primo opportunity to make this a 3-map series.
I mean, the good news for Nouns is that Boss have a much stronger T side than they do CT side. So maybe that's a good omen for them that they were so competitive in that first half. And we'll see if it translates here. Junior and Rush get a couple. Freshie with the duel. He's going to connect with Wolf on the USP, and they combine for 4 after it looked like Nouns might have been cooking something. Well, the fire's been put out.
Yeah, they found the wedge in towards the A site, thought, oh my goodness, look at how lucky we are. And then the trap sprung shot. Boss were ready for it. Boss were well prepared. And for Junior, it's going to take 3 headshots to give himself a possibility at this round. Has the P250. So there's still some danger in it. We've seen a Junior clutch. 2 of these players don't have armor either. Don't know if that'll make a difference or not. He's waiting for someone to come clearing in towards Donut. That's what he's hoping for. That someone gets curious. Gives him a freebie. Gives him an easy headshot. But no one coming knocking. Well, it's time for Junior to do the talking. And on towards A he goes. First engagement, spot, information, and now there's no reason for Snav to peek off this. He'll wait, flash off of his teammate's contact, and make it as difficult as possible for Junior to get a clean fight. But oh my.
Okay.
What a shot. What a tap on the first. Snav doesn't even get that flashbang out. Now he's gone to the gun, but dropping down, the Glock will connect. And it's all well and good for Boss.
I mean, Junior had the right idea, though. I mean, he was doing a great job clearing all the right angles, and he just straight up lost that fight at the end. So, 7-6 in favor of Boss. Nouns, don't get the bomb plant. I mean, Junior has a bit of money. Maybe he can upgrade, but he also wants to save that for the op, potentially. Well, he does go for the Deagle. Okay. Deagle and Tech 9. Coming through for Nouns. On the other side, Boss, 4 MP9s and an M4. Those MP9s should chew through the unarmored players. A bomb plant would be, at this point, a miracle for Nouns. Whoa! Junior might make that miracle happen.
Might indeed. Connecting a shot, but there's a whole lot more work to do, and unarmored players should be just meat into the grist mill of these MP9s. This is getting shakier than it needs to be. Cryptic has brought it down to just 2. But the bomb's not in his control. Needs some nifty D shots if this is going to happen. Oh, that's another one. One more to find. Wolf. Tagged up. Not yet fragged up. Oh, going to the USP
that
here
is
dangerous. So very risky. Minute on the clock. Reload out for Cryptic, but Wolf, trusting in the might of his own pistol, will keep this rolling.
That was way too close for comfort for Boss. So yes, you get an 8th, but you lose every single gun you had. So you have to reinvest fully. Timeout going to be called from by Nouns to talk things over here before they go for their execute. It will be a full buy. Actually, Peeping selling the AK and going to the Galil instead to make sure he has full util. That might have been why they called the timeout, to make sure that everything was in order there. On the other side, Boss, 2 MP9s and 3 M4s, and the money's not great. So if Nouns come back and are able to win this one, the economy's going to be in a very dire spot for Boss for at least a couple of rounds. But that previous one, just beautiful deagle shots. First from Junior and then Cryptic connecting on a couple and giving himself an opportunity that really shouldn't have happened given what Boss were bringing to the table. But they left gaps in their defense. I mean, the fact of the matter is a player able to sneak through from Donut and have damage and impact on that A site shouldn't have occurred at all. But it did. So that's why Nouns were in a position to potentially take that previous round. Peeping chewing on some shrapnel there at the beginning of the round. Oh, Cryptic, maybe firing a little too soon there on Snav. We had maybe caught out. There he goes. It does get it in the end, but takes a lot more damage than he would have liked, down to 20 HP.
Wolf's filling the same position, though. This might be unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Initial peek doesn't find anything.
No.
And now Utility will tip them off. Aggression down middle, but without any smokes to cover it, this is risky. And Boss will think better of it. They need a kill. They need something to bring it back. For the moment, at least, Nouns are content to sit back on their haunches and wait to see if Boss will serve them another meal. They're withdrawn. 50 seconds on the clock. Still all this patient play outside of B. Nouns have not changed up the plan at all.
It's not a bad idea. In fact, it's pulled all of Boss off of B. They think it's going towards the A site because of how little has happened at B. The only one left is Wolf, and he's all the way at the back of short B.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wolf, 20 frags, by the way. Just crazy.
You had to make your decision to give something up, right? They need to clear back in towards mid. Not seeing presence there. They're a little more confident. The problem with the A setup is if they work their way up donut unseen, you're in big trouble. And so that deep smoke in, that's going to pull Wolf as well, because he's worried, again, about a player lurking their way through red room, and now there's no eyes on B. This bomb's going down. And this is going to be a complete save for Boss. Good call to pull the ripcord here and now and avoid throwing money back into a lost site.
Yeah, I think what really reinforced that call for a save is no util left. Dead nothing. So once you lose that fight and lose the first engagement, not even lose it, just, you know, don't have the chance to get the frag, you pull the cord and get the hell out of there. So well done from Nouns. Patience pays off, and then the execute is great. And they will get a 7th, but the good news for Boss is that they can reset and go right back at it, despite the fact that the loss bonus will only be 1,400.
So Snap's not going to be loving this round.
No, decidedly not.
But outside of that, it should be okay for Boss. Let's see, with the limitations of the two SMGs, what they're going to do. They've got a lot of utility as well behind it. Wolf is having a great map, by the way.
Yeah,
20 and 8. Yeah. You'd love to see that.
Wolf, speaking of, playing towards mid. This time, Boss are the ones getting caught with a wide open A site, though. There's a smoke for Donut, and they're just walking right through. Yeah, Nouns has got the plant almost certainly. There's going to be that spam through Donut that's always dangerous. Molotov sails in, but lands in the smoke, so it won't really put Freshie under any pressure, but they have to wait for these smokes to fade out.
These nades!
Yep.
Oh, they find the first without even seeing a defender. The Kobe dunks on in. If they can clear out Freshie, this is big trouble. And indeed they will. Now with no Donut to retake from, this should be another save from Boss. This is now 2 rounds where Boss just haven't been able to get stuck in the slightest. Where they've been totally denied. Where now it's been walking into the light site and just asserting themselves and making themselves at home.
Yeah, no, it's been really well timed, and I'd say again, it's the patience, right? They're just waiting, they're biding their time. Here, it was maybe a little less patience. It's at the beginning of the round, pretty much, but they did wait for their opportunity to strike. That util is perfect. Excellent smoke thrown for Donut to get onto that site while they're pushing up towards it, and then you get that round under your belts without really having to fight more than 2 players on Boss. Timeout going to be called for them. So yeah, what I wanted to say for Boss here is that the temptation is there to continue forcing up, right? But you've got to stop. You've got to have a full buy round coming through. So you just say, okay, we have the 3 rifles. Let's upgrade pistols for Freshie and Wolf if we can. But they'll just have to stick to those USPs. You got to rely on the rifles that you have and hope they can bring you through. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in this vicious cycle of saving and forcing up.
So how do you maximize these 3 guns here, John? Where do you put them?
I mean, to be honest with you, you probably want some presence down mid, so send a couple of them there to try and shut down Nouns if they go for aggression, then post one up over on that B site. A will be a little lighter, but I mean, just that quick push, that potential on B is always so scary. It looks like they don't even want to go for mid control, so I don't mind that either. You know, you send players to each site.
Here's one thing to note. There were 3 smokes coming into this round. Boss threw 2 of them in the same spot. So a little miscommunication maybe seeping into the comms. Keep an eye on that. Obviously, in this kind of a round where utility is at a premium, you want to be making sure you're maximizing what you've got. Now that elbow smoke is gone. There's no one going down behind it, but Slight's got the first. Trade is there. Nicely done. Player on the big box. Snap. Somehow in a spot safe from the Molotov. Oh, and that Molly spread has betrayed Peeping. No harm, no foul. They'll be able to trade the kill, but things are getting interesting. And the bomb is committed out on site. When this smoke fades, they could be in trouble. There's 2 players waiting behind it. First one knocked down. Second soon to follow. Rush isn't panicking. He's read the Guide to the Galaxy. And he's brought his towel. Fruit Cup. Want to give this a look? Itching for a fight, it seems. At the temple he goes. And straight into the cold. Rush caps off the final kill. The savvy veteran moves, keeping this one from spiraling out of control.
Yeah, I don't mind the call, honestly. Sending a couple of rifles towards that A site. Slight was in a good spot on tree to do damage, but Nouns were very good in responding with that utility. The flashbang right in Slight's face after he gets the first, and he's immediately traded out. And then afterwards, Snav, I mean, lucky to be alive. It's unfortunate, like you said, for peeping that the Molotov just doesn't spread in Snav's direction. But then they throw another one, and Snav's under just so much pressure that he can't hold on for more than one. So even trades will always favor the T's as they go out towards that A site and take care of business. So Nouns have gotten the lead back in their hands. The only change I could have potentially suggested if I'm boss is to go over and make sure those USPs are in a position to pick up the rifles that are dropped on the ground. At least play the buddy system so that there's something there. And that's a little harder to do on the A site. You don't want to have 4 players just hanging out, you know, trying to face up against the T's. But it could work out, and instead, you know, those USPs ended up having 0 impact because they were tucked behind a smoke over in CT and just got churned through by the bullets.
Critical round now for boss. We're getting stumped for 3 in a row. Your money's on the ropes. You gotta buy here. 1 kit. Limitations to the util. And that mid-util, again, they don't go behind it. So, with peeping through, they already know this mid-presence is a paper tiger. So we'll pop in the red room. Also give Slight some information, but likewise, let's peeping know. But there is someone waiting for him. They throw this deep smoke again. They throw this deep smoke again. This is to threaten the mid-presence. This is to threaten the wrap on towards B. But Slight's ahead of it. So it doesn't quite have the same impact, and as a result, you're not going to see boss rotate any numbers off. They've actually got this read, because the last time this smoke was thrown, it was a B take. So this is now a tendency given over, where Nouns are repeating themselves a little bit. And with no threat behind that mid-presence, there's nothing to pull.
Snav just went right through that smoke.
As he should. Snav gets the kill. Slight a follow-up. It's getting very messy indeed. Can they shoot their way out of this, the Nouns? They can, but not all the way. Slight the follow-up through the smoke, and that's the problem, right? Peeping's throwing that smoke in towards middle, but the whole idea of that is if they don't have vision in the red room, then you create that doubt in their mind. Then they have to rotate back in, because it might be the mid-thrust, it might be the split on towards A. That's what you're trying to sell. Well, if you know that Slight was sitting there the whole round, and then you throw that smoke, you're not fooling anyone.
No, yeah. That's exactly it. So, I mean, boss had the exact read because of, as you just described, just the positioning was too strong to trying to attempt that fake. But at the end of it, Nouns almost recover, right?
Yeah.
Like, Junior had that 3K. If he has one more player by his side just still standing, then they have a very good chance of coming out with that round victory. So they still, despite being given up by their tendencies, they do almost fight their way out of it. Slykin waiting over at the big box here, firing with the AK, fully blinded, probably dead. There it is, and almost a lineup. Wolf down to 1 HP behind the smoke. Now he's dead to rights, and Nouns just send it fast to A, and it's working out very well.
And now it's an abject disaster, right? Now that last round victory was Pyrrhic entirely, though Fruit Cup just playing the angles through the smoke might just do this. Oh my goodness. They could convert here. Pull themselves out of the fire of their own creation. 2 players coming from Temple. The swing, though,
man.
Perfectly pre-timed by Junior, and now there's still presence in the donut. There's no way Junior is letting this one slip. 21 and 10. The Opera getting it done on the rifles, and it's double digits for now. It's an economic reset for Boss. We could be looking down the barrel of a 2-0.
And despite everything, whenever there's shaky moments in Nouns or, you know, things aren't going that well in terms of getting the funding, whatever the case may be, Junior is a rock. He has been so solid for Nouns, time in and time out. Every single map, it feels like he can have an impact, even if they're losing the map. And yesterday, he was great. Today, he continues to be solid. Even with the rifles, as you called out, Mike, it doesn't necessarily have to be with the AWP. He is just an asset to really any team that he is on. And he's proven that here with Nouns. Slight. The USP
Look, they got the numbers.
Yeah.
They got the numbers in the right spots. Slight's got his Zeus. Love to see that come to fruition. Snap, they actually come off the angle. Oh, no. Going back to set up the util. Leaves Glacia out to dry. Don't think it's going to cost him the round, but does make things a little more interesting than they needed to be.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was a bit awkward, but Nouns react very quickly and aptly, and they get that 11th round under their belts against the Pistols. It's always scary when that first frag comes through with the 5-7, especially when they're getting aggressive and up close and personal with the T's, but that time it just doesn't lead to anything. Timeout going to be called from Boss because they are 2 rounds away from being eliminated from this close qualifier against a team that they had been comfortable up against until now. I mean, this is pretty much it, Mike, I think.
It should be it. It should be it. Unless we get a pretty comprehensive save, this is virtually do or die. I'm curious to see what they're going to throw. One thing that I've noticed is Boss are throwing some of the nade set for the mid control, but then they're not putting enough behind it to either threaten the presence or actually go for the presence. Part of that is that they haven't really had a lot of healthy CT rounds, so they haven't had all the utility to play with. And that's just kind of the reality of playing from behind here. This time, there's a little bit more committed to it, and it's at least going to slow down Peeping. But again, he's edging the smoke, so he's just got this information that they haven't gone for the swing. That window's clear, that they don't have that information out B main. And that means that this A split could be dangerous. Slight has to get a kill. Oh, he's focused on the window peak, not at all prepared for Peeping to slip up under. And now there is no one on this side of the map to defend A.
I mean, this might
closest is going to be Wolf. This bomb's going down. This might just be the save, John.
Yeah, I was going to say this might be that comprehensive save that you talked about, Mike. I don't think they have any business going for this. Like, just save. You have 2 pieces of util, 1 defuse kit on Freshie. You need to keep these guns alive. And Cryptic, on the other hand, is lurking, saying, well, I'm going to just pry them out of your hands anyway, whether you try to save them or not. Cryptic does eventually fall to Wolf. And now that save will be on. Nouns can absolutely chase, though. They've got the money. They can put the pressure on Boss in such a big way. They just want to make sure that they absolutely have this bomb. And the round. And then I imagine they're going to chase. No, it seems like they don't have the appetite for it regardless. So it will be a 12th round. They'll have 3 opportunities to close it out. But at least Boss keep these 3 rifles up.
Three required of them to make this an overtime game, to keep themselves fighting in this qualifier, because right now Boss are seeing their Dallas dreams slip away. Thoughts of cowboy boots and spurs quickly slipping from their vision. Tunneled just on this one round. And again, limitations and no real mid-aggression means that Peeping has got a lot of real estate here in middle.
I'm just so surprised. Sorry, Mike. I'm just so surprised that Boss have not gone for mid-aggression at all. It's just a staple to Ancient to get that kind of control.
They've just walked up ramp. They've just walked up ramp. They see the player slipping in towards cave as well. Forced back by the Molotov. They should have been aware of that. Perhaps not. Needs to chase it. It's very dangerous on the damage. And yeah, Wolf hunted down by that Kobe. Peeping slaughtering the mid rotation. Again, that threat of Peeping in mid has just harassed and harried them all map long. And it's over. Nouns move on. A commanding victory in this, revenge on Boss across 2 maps. Doing to them what was done earlier in this qualifier. And now they booked themselves a date with NRG.
That is impressive, Mike.